Okay, so here we go. What, halfway to Halloween? Really, we're past halfway point to Halloween, so we're really running out of time. I mean, you guys should really quit scrolling and start building something. I mean, come on. Look at that. I haven't done anything to that since the last little short I put out there telling you guys to quit scrolling. Don't be like me. Let's go. You're running out of time. Halloween is really on the way.
What you want? Come on.
Okay, well, all that being said, yeah, we are running out of time, but that's not it's not the reason I'm on here today. Halfway to Halloween. Halfway to Halloween's been a thing. I mean, is halfway to Halloween really a thing? I mean, people are making it a thing, trying to, but is it a thing? I don't know. To me, halfway to Halloween means we're running out of time. But there is a little kind of video tag thing going on, and basically, from what I see of it, it's just tagging different haunters out there and asking them a few different questions to get to know them a little bit better, and maybe get to know them about things that you didn't know about them, and maybe you did know about them. Whatever, I don't know. It's kind of neat. It's kind of fun. There's like 10 questions on here that I'm going to have to answer. But before I do that, I got to explain how I wound up in this whole thing. I got tagged by Frady Zone. Frady Zone, she's got a YouTube channel up on here, and if you don't know what it is, you guys should go look for it. Check it out, subscribe, check out her videos. She does some good haunt stuff on there, makes some cool props and some other different deals. Very entertaining to watch. And how did Frady Zone get in this? From another YouTube channel called Night at the Roxbury. They did this exact same thing. They were tagged by someone else, and they tagged a whole bunch of people. At the end of their deal, they tagged Frady Zone. And Frady Zone tagged me. So here we are. The first question. Are you a fan of haunted houses? Well, yeah, I think so. No, honestly, yes. Man, I love haunted houses. Uh, that's part of why I do everything that I do. I mean, it's been as a kid, I've loved haunted houses. When I was younger, as a young kid, whatever, fourth, fifth grade, sixth grade, in that time frame, that's when they were super awesome. Because I was super scared, you were super nervous to go in. You could hear everything going on in the background, people beating on walls, windows, screams, chainsaws, all that stuff. And you just waiting in line in anticipation to go. Man, that was half the fun in doing a haunted house. So yeah, I love them. I still love a good haunted house. Now, do I get scared like I used to? No, not at all. And I'm probably a bummer for most scare actors, and I try not to be. But if you can catch me off guard and make me jump in a haunted house in any way, shape, or form, then it's a big, big thumbs up. Basically, when I go to them anymore, it's I'm looking at eye candy, seeing how the sets are set up and done, and all that different stuff. I just enjoy the entire thing. Carrie, on the other hand, oh shoot, she doesn't like him. She's scared to death of him. But she will attend a few of them every once in a while if I coax her enough to go into them. So that can be a lot of fun because she's She's really, really jumpy, and it makes it fun to go through. Number 2, what's your favorite ghost story or haunted lore? Okay, well, favorite ghost story. Don't really have a favorite ghost story. We got some pretty cool haunted lore in my area around here. Like we have the Spooklight Road, which is just off over in Oklahoma, real close to Oklahoma-Missouri border. Used to go out there. Used to be all dirt road. Everybody around Halloween time would go out there, and you went down a certain way, turned back around and parked, and you looked, and then if you were lucky, you saw this orb would come floating down the road. One time when I was real little and with my aunts and stuff, I seem like I remember seeing it, but I can't confirm it or not. We've gone out lots of times as teenagers and everything else. As the older I got, I never really saw anything, but there's some pretty fun stories about that. I don't really know a lot of stories. It's funny because it's local, but if you can Google Spooklight Road, Oklahoma, whatever, Missouri, there's some interesting stuff in there. There was also this little bridge. I don't think it's Devil's Promenade, but there's another little bridge in Oklahoma that if you stop at, the whole lore of that is you put a piece of candy or something on the bridge because these kids had wrecked in a school bus, something along those lines. But anyway, if you stop and you left your car in neutral, your car's supposed to go across the bridge, and then you would find handprints on the trunk of your car. We actually went and did that like a couple of years ago, and me and Carrie and Bree, we put a piece of candy on the bridge. Nothing happened. We went up, driving across, come back, and then we took the candy off the bridge. I was like, forget it, we're taking the candy. And then we took off. But I tell you what, within, and maybe this is related, maybe it's not related. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you what happened. So I took the candy off the bridge. We left 2 miles down the road, flat tire. So was it the lore? Was it not? Or was it just misfortune? I don't know, man. You can tell me. But that's not what I want to talk. What I really want to talk about. It's not really a ghost story or haunted lore. It's just a memory from childhood. So there was a grade school that's just, it's not there anymore. It's 4 or 5 blocks up the road, Washington School. And a whole lot of us in this, there were 3 different grade schools in this small little town. And depending on what side of the town you were on, you went to this grade school or that one, whatever. It was all at one point in time separated. It's not like that anymore. However, at Washington School, on the school grounds there, like it was kind of this oval shaped area, and you had the school and there were some playgrounds and stuff like that. And then there was a street, and across the street there was this other playground that if you were really kind of good or whatever, you got to go across the street and play on that playground during recess time. Okay, so on the other side of the street, on that playground, you got to the fence, there was this little white house that set to the side, and it was been abandoned for a long time. So the screens were like all rusty and all that stuff, and the house was just kind of falling apart. And as kids, oh my gosh, we just made up these stories all the time about how that house was haunted and there were ghosts inside there. And if you went in, something would happen to you, and that wasn't really rust on the screens. That was all blood dried up from some kind of horrible incident that had happened so many years ago. That was awesome. I can still remember that as a kid, because even though we were just making up stories. We'd sit at recess, look off across at that little house there, and make up these stories. And I mean, it would just give you the creeps just making the stories up. So that right there is probably my favorite ghost story lore thing. And it's not even really a ghost story lore. It's just something we did as kids. And it was just super creepy, right? So to me, that was awesome. Let's see, number 3. Here we go. Do you plan on Halloween decor hunting this year? If so, what items do you hope to find? No, I don't really plan on doing any kind of Halloween shopping for decor at all. That's never really on my list of things to do. Because if I want something, we make it. That's what we do here. So I just make stuff for Halloween. Now, I might go shopping for, parts and pieces and bits to do, but I don't really have anything that I'm going to go shopping for or that I'm looking for. I'm not shopping out for the next Spirit Halloween prop or the next Home Depot 12-foot skeleton. I'm just not. We're just going to make it and have fun with it. So that's that. Sorry, that's boring, but no, I'm not shopping Halloween decor. Not happening. Number 4, candy corn. Love it or hate it. Oh my God. Here we go. Candy corn is horrible. I mean, I don't hate. I mean, I do. I don't. Can I say I hate? I don't really hate candy corn. Candy corn just sucks, man. It's not good. I mean, and I've tried. I've really tried to like candy corn. I mean, I've even bought like the different flavored candy corn. It's even like a different color. I just can't do. I mean, it's okay, but it's just. I mean, come on. There's so much better candy out there, like Snickers and Reese's Cups and Snickers, Skittles. There's all kinds of stuff better than candy corn. Like, candy corn is the equivalent of holy. Okay, do you remember? Think as a kid when we go trick or treating, you're out all night long. You bring that trick or treat home. You bring that trick or treat bag back home and you start dumping it out to see what you got. And you're really hoping for chocolate and stuff like that. And then in the bag, there would always be this group, some person out there who hates kids on Halloween and gave out those little black and orange, or just there's no right, just a black wrapped up thing and an orange wrapped up thing. The candy inside was the exact same, just this black and orange wrapped candy that was like some kind of toffee or taffy that just tasted like dried up cardboard. It was nasty. And I mean, you hate it. You hated it when you got that. That was not the candy you were looking forward to. And that's right there. It's black and orange candy and then candy corn right above it. That's where I rate candy corn. Moving on. Number 5. Are you big into costumes and dressing up for Halloween? If so, what's your favorite costume of all time? So here's the thing. That's probably like, as a kid, I loved dressing up for Halloween costumes and stuff, but now, and it's probably bad on my part, and I talk to Carrie about this all the time. I need to focus on some kind of a costume, but I'm so wrapped up and involved in getting the yard ready and getting the props out there and getting all of that stuff set up for Halloween for the kids to come trick-or-treating that a Halloween costume is like the last thing I think about. And it always, every year, is always like, it's Halloween and it's 4 o'clock and kids are getting ready to come and I'm just kind of running through the house trying to find a mask and a whatever I've got laying around that wasn't used for a prop that I can just kind of throw on and head out into the yard for, to scare everybody. So Halloween costumes, I fail at doing Halloween costumes, and that's probably something I should do. I should probably actually think a little bit further ahead and make kind of a cool Halloween costume to go along with everything that we do. Okay, number 6. What is one activity or experience that is on your spooky season bucket list this year? So I don't really have. That's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. I don't really have a spooky season bucket list thing to do. We hit up Trans World, which is always fun. That's super enjoyable. I enjoy going there, checking everything out. My bucket list thing I'm going to say is, okay, here's my bucket list deal. It's going to be involving building for the yard. At Trans World, if you haven't watched the video, if you have watched a video, or if you watch someone else's video, if anybody ever paid attention, there was this vintage circus set up inside there. It was awesome. So my bucket list this year is to see if I can't pull off doing the vintage circus facade and the little wagon things on the side and putting that in another area of the yard to go along with the haunted house facade, then having the circus area facade. So that's kind of my bucket list for this year. See if I can get that done. We got other projects like that, but those aren't really bucket list. That's the big kind of bucket list thing. We'll see if we can get done. It's all about budget and time and getting it together. I've eyeballed some things already. So yeah, That's the bucket list for this year. Number 7, what book series or movie screams Halloween to you? All right, so here's the thing. For me, I like horror. I enjoy Freddy Krueger. I enjoy Friday the 13th. I enjoy Halloween. I enjoy Trick or Treat. I enjoy all of those movies. All the horror movies are great. They're fun. But they don't scream to me Halloween, right? To me, the essence of Halloween was when you were a kid and you're walking with your friends down the road. The air's chilly and cool. You can hear the leaves blowing across the road. Everything's just, the sun's gone down. It's dark. There's street lights. There's pumpkins on doors, and there's shadows, and there's just this creepiness as you're going. And then as a kid, of course, you've been telling ghost stories and all that. This house is haunted, and that old lady's a witch that lives over there. You got to stay away from that house. All of that kind of stuff plays into that creepiness. And to me, that is what Halloween, really is. So the one show that I think really encapsulates what Halloween is Monster House. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. It's a cool little cartoon thing, but it's great. It's these two kids. You got the house across the street with the old man that lives in there. That old rumors about the house being haunted and that the guy maybe murdered his wife and all this stuff. That show is absolutely screams to me what Halloween is. When it came out, totally in love with it. I love it. And I've got it and I watch it almost every year. So yeah, Monster House screams Halloween. Number 8. How do you typically spend your Halloween night? Well, let me tell you. Hopefully, if you follow along, you've seen the yard display with the facade and all this stuff. So my Halloween night is spent chasing kids back out of the yard, the chainsaw, and running them back to their parents' cars and stuff. That's how the whole night is spent. It is so much fun. I've got friends that come over to help kind of haunt and scare. The yard's not really a walkthrough, but it's like a display / walkthrough type situation. We have kids come from everywhere, from towns over. We'll have over 1,000 kids most of the time every year. We have hay rides that come out. Parents are coming all the time, and there's been people that have been coming to the house for the past 20 years or better, and I hear stories out there in the yard how they've come as a little kid and all this stuff, and it's been a tradition to come to the house, and that stuff's awesome. I love hearing that, and that's how I spend my Halloween night is chasing kids and making Halloween memories for everybody. I mean, they're all going to grow up and they're going to move on somewhere else, some of these kids, and they're going to remember, man, when I was a kid, there was this house in our little old town that went all out for Halloween, and they would chase you down the road and do all this crazy stuff. That's what I do. I spend my Halloween making memories. Number 9. This is a good question. I've already touched on it a little bit, but we'll see if we can do it a little bit better. Number 9 is, what does Halloween mean to you? So, Halloween, what does Halloween mean to me? Halloween is just that time of course, it's okay. It's that, again, here we are, that time of old, that spookiness, that eeriness, that what's that in the shadow type of thing, and what's that, that creepy feeling, the cold air, the crisp air that you can smell, that smells clean, the rustling of those leaves, dark nights, full moons, and just that kind of creepy feeling. Halloween is it's like a magical time for me, right? Like, anything can happen, and you can have a lot of fun. As a kid, it was a night that you could be whoever you wanted to be. That's what the costumes were all about. You wanted to be Batman or Spider-Man or Zorro or whatever. You had one night, dress up, run around, go do that stuff, tell ghost stories, wonder what's lurking around that corner. That's Halloween. As I've gotten older, I've tried to keep that kind of Halloween vibe going. That's why I do what I do. It's turned more into making memories. And the kids need those memories. There needs to be more than just trunk or treat and this or that. That's when I was a kid. When I was a kid, there was one house in this town, 4 or 5 blocks over this way. They set up some stuff for Halloween. They had some dummies with some strings on them. A guy had a microphone, and he'd pull a hand up on the dummy, and the dummy would talk, and he would talk to us as kids out there as we were coming up. Skeletons in trees, and lights that would strobe to be like lightning and thunder. It was the most awesome place to go on. It was the most awesome place to go on Halloween. Loved going there. Lots of kids loved going there. And it was one of the best memories I always had was that house. So Halloween to me is a magical time, a magical night. I love that kind of innocent, spooky feel to it. And making memories, right? Giving something for these kids to go to and have a good time. I mean, that sounds like a soapboxy type of thing. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy making cool stuff, and I'll sit outside and look at my own junk and be like, man, that's cool. I wish someone did something like that when I was a kid, right? I mean, I enjoy that. I enjoy hearing people talk about that stuff. So, I mean, there is some, selfishness in what I do, but I do know that, man, when I hear the stories of people who come all the time, or the kid wasn't brave enough the year before, so they came to that type of stuff, I enjoy hearing that, and I think that sticks to me more than a lot of it. I know last year was rough. Things were having a hard time putting up and falling down, and just kind of that thought of the kids. My wife works at the school, and they're always asking her, how's the yard coming, and that type of stuff, and is it going to be scary? And then I hear those questions and stuff, and that just kind of gives me that drive to continue on and push through those hard times to get that stuff up. So where were we? What's Halloween? Halloween to me is a magical time of year when anything can happen. That's what Halloween is. Number 10 really isn't a question. Number 10 is tag your spooky friends. So we're running out of time and halfway to Halloween, but I still think it should go on. Maybe they just call it what do you getting to know your haunter. I don't know. So we're going to tag some other people in this halfway to Halloween. One of them is going to be, I'm going to tag some OGs that a lot of you might not even know. So I'm going to tag Steve's Haunted Yard. If you guys don't know who Steve's Haunted Yard is, you go look it up. He was honestly one of the original OG YouTubers, OG Halloween vlog YouTubers back in the day. So we're gonna tag Steve's Haunted Yard. I want to tag Hollywood Haunters. Again, if you guys don't know who Hollywood Haunters are, you need to go check them out. Once again, they're OGs in the space. They make awesome facades and just different things. They have Chris and Gina have all kinds of amazing talent, and the stuff that they create and build is unbelievable. So, Hollywood Haunter, I'm going to tag you in this little thing. And we'll do one more. He's not been on YouTube in a while, but let's see if we can pull him out and dust some cobwebs off. Diablo 85 to be exact. You need to get on here and do this. If you guys don't know who Diablo 85 is, once again, another OG from back in the day. Go look him up. You'll find him. Kind of the founder of Haunters Hangout and some other stuff. Worth checking out. Anyway, here we go. My rant, this long-winded thing is over. We're 20-something minutes into this. If you stuck around, freaking, you guys rock. You're awesome. Maybe the next one will be a new build video. I don't know. Maybe the next one will still be an old one redone. Who knows? But you guys know. Get out there. You're running out of time. Go build something. Until I see you again.
Keep making something from nothing.